This is another unboxing video on the Be a Hero gaming channel. This channel is all about playing games and having a good time with your family and friends. And when you're not playing games, being a hero in your real life, in your communities, things you can do to level up and be better. And I hope when you see the Be a Hero logo with that level question mark, you'll think about your life and what level you are in real life. Originally, I had only backed Tainted, Grail, Kings of Ruin. And I'd seen a little bit about this game, didn't know much about it. And when the Pledge Manager came up, I just kept seeing articles and videos about people saying how much they love this game. With a few minor rule changes, the game would be perfect. And I understand with this game, they kind of cleaned up some of the rules with some of the movement and a few other things that really bothered people. They cleaned up some of the rules, but otherwise it's the same game. And so, man, I just kind of caved and gave into pressure and threw this game in too. And this enormous box came the other day, which I thought was Fall of Avalon and Kings of Ruin. It turns out the only thing in the box was this game and the stretch goals for the game, and I'd also added in the animal companions, which I think this is just a couple of models in this box. I'll do a separate video for these two boxes just because this is too much content to go over in one video if you're interested in what's inside of these. But I love getting new games. I love opening them up and reading the rules and getting pumped up for a new campaign, or even not a campaign, just a game that are one shots, and just, you know, playing those with family and friends. It's such a good time, and it's always really exciting to get something new. Now, playing games in our lives, there's a huge difference when it comes to commitment. If you're playing a game and it's a campaign and you get halfway through it and you realize, I don't really like this game, or this campaign seems like work to play this and get through it, or this game just seems like drudgery to play, hey, sell the game, get rid of it, play something else. There are so many cool games out there. The game's not going to feel bad if you get rid of the game and go play something else. So if you ever feel like that a game's just not doing it for you anymore, then, you know, go grab something else, go try something else and get into that. Now that's a pretty big difference between that and our lives, because we never should cancel or go back on our commitments because of boredom. And think about that in any aspect of your life, whether it's your relationships or your schooling or your career. It's eventually going to get boring. And you're going to have to think back to the reasons why you did that in the first place. Think back to the reasons why you cared about this individual in your life in the first place and what brought you together. Think about why you go to work, even though sometimes it's boring. It's not fun to go to work. You do it because it makes your life possible. My kids come home all the time and tell me about how boring school is. Dad, we don't want to go back to school. It's so boring. But you go to school so that you can get an education, so you can level up and hopefully get a career and be a contributing member of society. So remember that, guys, when we're thinking about commitment level in a game versus our lives. In a game, if it's boring, get rid of it. Go play something else. But remember, the commitments in your real life should never be given up on because of boredom. Stay committed, and at the end of our lives, we'll look back and think about the relationships we developed with people, and we'll truly think about and be reminded of the wealth in our lives. So with that, let's get into this game here. And I know a little bit about this game, not very much, but if I play a few sessions of it and I don't like it or it's boring, I'm probably just going to sell it and move on to something else. But I don't think it's going to be, because a lot of people said this game is super, super cool. And, you know, this is the newer reprint, so it's got the rule changes. And so I'm super excited for this. So let's pop this open here. This game was actually at my local game store a few months ago, and I didn't know if it was the newer one or not. But I'd already backed this anyway, so it didn't matter anyway. Okay, let's pop this off of there. And slide the lid off and see what we got inside of here. Okay, Start Here book. I love it when they do stuff like this, so you can read through this and figure out, this is just one, oh no, it's two, it's a fold out here. So this is just one fold out, so 4 pages. This page here, these 2 pages, and this page, it looks like just getting you started. I kind of like when they ease you into the game with something kind of simple like this. Okay, and then we have the actual rule book for Tainted, Grail, Fall of Avalon. This isn't really thick. I look on the back here, it's 24 pages. But it's pretty good sized, so there's a lot of information here. Let's sometimes I like lots of examples. Okay, so here's game content. It looks like you're going to get some miniatures in here, and a few maps and some letters, save sheets, some trays and tiles for your character, a few starting characters, and some dials, maybe for some life or something, a bunch of tokens. I think these cubes are for keeping track of things on your player board, and there are a couple of dice. And then all of the cards here. I think this game is really card heavy. My son and I are in the middle of 7th Continent right now, and I understand this game is similar to 7th Continent, but there's combat and a lot more narrative involved than 7th Continent has. Okay, good. So there's a lot of text over here, but here, not very much text, kind of about how the game is set up here. Okay, a lot more. I like to see lots of examples. I don't have to read as much, but there's lots to read in here, it looks like. How the cards kind of go together to form the map. If you're familiar with 7th Continent, I think it's kind of similar. These flip over to form kind of the board or the map that you're running around on, and you experience the encounters. So very cool. A very big book. So the print is pretty small. So there's a lot to read. You can see here it's mostly text. Ooh, this is all text on this page. Woo! So it's mostly text, but it is only 24 pages. Okay, so not a ton to read in there. Okay, and then in here we have the Exploration Journal. And what I understand this to be is this is where all, let me pop this open here. I think this is where all of the text is going to be that you're going to refer to as you're playing the game is going to be inside of here. I like that they have narrative like this. After playing ISS Vanguard, that has a very large book with a lot of the narrative inside of it, it is kind of a pain sometimes to turn from page to page to kind of follow along with what's going on. One game that I'm going to do a video on that we just got and started playing that's a ton of fun is the Kinfire Chronicles. And one thing that's really cool about that game is all of the text for your adventure is in a small deck of cards that is included in each adventure. And so you don't have to grab a giant book out like this and flip through it. You can just open up the deck of cards, and that's the whole, the text and all the encounters for that adventure. So a really unique idea that I don't think I've seen in any other games here. Okay, so the Exploration Journal is open. That took a little bit to get that open. Okay, so this must be, okay, so there is some text in here and what you do, and this Exploration Journal is, see how many pages this guy is. I don't know if it lists pages. Okay, there's no page numbers on here. I guess there's just encounter numbers. So it goes all the way up to tutorial for the Exploration Journal. So that must be how you work. This is the back of the book here. 801 encounters, okay, that you're going to read through. That's a lot of stuff. And for this big book here, that's about, you know, the size of a small textbook. Okay, so very cool. This is all the encounters you're going to read inside of there. And it says something about some letters in the game content. So these are kind of printed on cool little parchment paper here. And there's even a little, so this is printed on there. It looks like a little crease there where they've opened that up, the letter. Very cool. So these are letters, and I'm assuming at some point, nothing on the back. Oh, there's more sealed up inside of here. That you're going to read these, and this is going to be part of your adventure there. So it comes with those letters there. And this one is sealed up with the maps inside of here. Let's just pop this open here real quick and take a look at these maps. It doesn't say don't open this, so I'm assuming we can take a peek in here. So a couple more, there's 3 more letters inside of here and some maps. Again, on parchment here with printed creases. Those aren't actual, they look really, realistic there. They look almost like real creases, but that's just printed on there. 4 different maps, and they look like they're the same. And so I wonder if you write on these and you can redo it. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go inside the bag here. Save sheet. Okay, so it looks like for your characters, this is a pad of save sheets here. Oh, there's stuff on the back too. Different statuses that you might have. So the cool thing about this game, again, I've just seen a couple videos about it, is as you adventure, you're going to check these boxes. Burning Mystery, maybe you got 1, 2, or 3 of them, and then you're going to turn a card over that says, do you have Burning Mystery 4? No, I'm not there yet. Or if you have 2, then you can read the following or do the following. So this is where you're going to keep track of kind of all the milestones that you've done in the game, so that when a card prompts you, you can look back here to see if you've achieved that certain milestone to progress in the campaign. Cool. Okay, here's a punch board here with, this must be one of the characters. I don't know why this is loose in there, because this is all in a package. So maybe this is a bonus person here, I don't know. But starting resources there, and I play with this side down. And maybe kind of your starting abilities there. Okay, this person's loose there, I'll toss that aside there. And then this is not loose. Okay, so this is an actual full player board with the person. It looks like you can punch this out, but maybe you can punch it out and put that one in, the other one in instead. But these are all integrated into the boards here. Okay, and then, okay, cool. So you do have some miniatures inside here. This comes off the top of there. And I hope there's not supposed to be someone there. So I'll have to go back and check the game contents there. Okay, here's the 2 dice I talked about. Here's some of the miniatures here. I'll just give you a little close-up of that, see what this guy looks like here. And I don't know whether this is a... My son looked at the back and said, that's all it comes with? Where's all the bad guys? And I think in this game, I don't know there's a ton of enemies, or the miniatures aren't necessary for any kind of tactical combat. So maybe these are just kind of some boss miniatures here. They're not necessary for tactical combat. I think you just move from card to card, and then you use your cards to either try to make peace with the enemy or to defeat the enemy. We got a couple other smaller guys here. Let's come on out of there. This person's got a, I'm not sure what they've got in their hands there, a little staff or something that's got a bunch of stuff hanging off of it. Okay, this little lady. And there's a couple of really big ones in here. This guy's kind of creepy. Okay, maybe one of the... Oh, and I think something slides into there too. I think his hit point dial or something like that slides into there for these boss miniatures here. Here's kind of the same guy, but doesn't have a big hole in his chest. And again, I think you can get these painted in Sundrop. I didn't do that. I just got just kind of the basic game. I just wanted to play the game. I wasn't too concerned with having the things painted. And okay, so here you got some plastic tokens and some bags. Oh yes, if you guys seen my game organizer videos, you know how much I love these bags. This game looks pretty well organized. I mean, you have those the books and stuff that fit on top, but all the cards seem to fit right inside of here. It looks pretty well organized here. Secret, so maybe you're not supposed to read these, but here you have 2 decks of secrets. So these are item cards. So 73 secrets and about the same amount of item cards that you can get to help you out along your way. Cubes and lots of red cubes. There's a whole bunch of red cubes in here for keeping track of your stats on your player board. Here's some ginormous cards here, very big cards. It looks like kind of a description of the turn sequence here, order of the day, and there's some other stuff inside there too. And then I think what we've got back here is all the adventure cards, I think. We'll see what these are here. Weather. And these are combat cards. Okay. Yes, and so this, I think, is how this game is played. You slide these cards next to each other and try to match up these symbols or something, and you have to match so many symbols to win the combat. It's kind of a unique way. Instead of rolling dice or playing an ability card, you're trying to match these cards up in order to win the combat. Advancement pool. More combat cards here. So maybe these are advanced combat cards. I don't know. This is 2 decks. Commanding tone, more cards here. Diplomacy. Revealed locations. Encounters, so if something happens, hey, this rabbit comes running along, do you want to eat him for dinner or I'll keep him as a pet? I don't know. There's something else there. More encounter cards. There's probably about 50 or so cards here, so maybe about 100 cards here for encounters. That's quite a few. And then, oh, you were going insane. Okay. So it sounds like this looks like more ability cards here. Kind of more cards there, maybe to keep track of your sanity or something is another aspect. We haven't looked at these yet. Diplomacy and open and play. Do not shuffle this card pack. So this is another thing I really like that games do, is if they give you this card pack that, hey, here's how you start playing. Just play these in order to get used to playing, and then you can kind of get turned out on your own. I think that's really cool when they do that. These must be the game cards, because I know they were really big, and they probably put these on the front and back so you can't see what they are. And the way it works is one of them has a foggy side that you're trying to explore and clear away the fog so you can flip the card over and see what's out there. So there's, again, probably not quite as many as Seventh Continent, has a whole box of them. But again, I think this game is pretty heavily weighted in the narrative side. So I think you're going to spend a lot more time on each card with some narration going on, trying to figure out what you want to do and making checks to get yourself along your way. So that's a look at the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon here. Probably a lot of you guys probably already have this game or have already seen it. But again, think about your commitments, guys. If this game ends up being not that much fun, I'll just sell the game and play something else. But there's other commitments in your real life that boredom is not a reason to not stay true to them. So stay true to your commitments, even though they're boring, and you look back on your life and feel truly wealthy. You guys take care.